All right, fam. Here we have a Toyota with a weird, funky situation going on. Here I'm demonstrating that the vehicle will not turn on when the headlights are on. And when you turn off the headlights and you turn on the vehicle, as soon as you turn on the headlights, the vehicle shuts off. Another weird symptom is when this would happen, the left turn signal in the dash would stay illuminated, and this also would happen sometimes when activating the wipers. Another detail that I would like to add is that when this would happen, the left headlight would be super dimmed while the right headlight would be at the regular brightness. What didn't help with this case is that this issue would be intermittent. So it became more and more frequent as we continue with the diagnostic. Here's our breakthrough with this diagnostic. It is a common thing on these Toyota Camrys and RAV4s of these years that the front left bracket where two ground points usually rust off. In this vehicle, it was not the case. Going back to the main thing here is that I'm checking power, voltage drops, and here I'm going to demonstrate the voltage drop between the negative battery terminal and those grounding points I'm talking about. You can also see that bracket is not rusted. You could also see some of the bare metal because in the beginning of this diagnostic I cleaned those off to get a better contact, and it solved the issue for about a day and it came back. So yeah, this is one of those headache repairs. But here you can see there's a voltage drop about 6 volts from negative battery terminal to those ground points. Another weird thing to add to this is you can also notice that the headlight bulb is very dim, and also you would hear these like weird buzzing relays clicking over. So that's another symptom to keep an eye out for. The easiest solution to all this is you just ground the battery to those ground points, and if it fixes the issue, then that's your problem, as I demonstrate here. While bypassing that ground point or having a jumper lead from that ground point to negative terminal on the battery, you can see there's not that crazy 6 volt drop. And I go on and disconnect that, and you see the voltage drop go back to that 5-6 volt, and here you see the headlight go dim and back to life as I connect negative ground point to negative battery terminal. So yeah, it was a weird, wild one. At this point, nothing was making sense, like the usual auto repair nowadays. But I wanted to take a step forward and try to see what was the cause, because that bracket doesn't look as rusted as some of the ones we were seeing online. So I decided to take it off, check everything, and from the best analysis I can come up with is the rusted threads on those 2 bolts were causing a restriction, causing this voltage drop. And here we have the wiring diagram that shows the 2 ground points and the left headlight, ECU, and wiper, and all the other components within the vehicle that were getting affected when you would turn on the headlight and get a voltage drop that would turn off the vehicle. Yeah, I know. Good job, Toyota. At this point, I cleaned out the threads, put on some dielectric grease, and to my surprise, everything worked. I know. And so I didn't want to take the risk if that would come back on later, so I decided to do the customer a big favor, and we added a jumper wire from that grounding point straight to the battery, because I don't ever want to see this vehicle again for the same problem. Did I have to do it? Not necessarily. Here you can see there's not that 6 volt voltage drop, and this is after cleaning those threads on those 2 bolts, called bolt hose, bolts and hose. We actually added 2 cables from those ground points to the battery, and that was a wrap for this. Hope this helps someone.